Cute, right? You like it, right? Well, halfway through this project, I was in tears and ready to chuck this nightstand out the window. So a couple years back, I picked up a pair of these nightstands for $15 each at a local garage sale. I was really excited about that because A, I negotiated the price, and I never do that because I'm a wimp and it makes me nervous. So super proud of myself there. B, I actually thought $15 was a steal. And that's what this channel is all about, right? Decorating your home on a budget, on the cheap. And if you're really into that too, check out this closet door makeover up here, where I took a really boring door and turned it into a faux French door for about $5. Anyway, these nightstands sat in my bedroom for about a year before I finally did anything with them. I really didn't have a good vision for them. I just wanted them to match. So I started by taking the painted one and stripping it down. So I used to hate stripping furniture because it never went well. But then I figured out how to actually do it, and now it's great. So a couple tips for you. First of all, always use citrus strip. The other stuff really burns when it touches you. Just don't mess with it. B, glob on the citrus strip. For some reason, it just needs globs to work. A thin coat is not the way you want to go. Glob it on. C, cover it once you've got all the citrus strip on, cover it with plastic wrap. Otherwise, the citrus strip dries up and that's just, I don't know, it gets sticky and it doesn't come off and it doesn't work. And then leave it for a while. The can, I think, says 30 minutes. That's the minimum. I've left it on for 24 hours before, and when I do that, it takes off even more layers. Then go ahead and take off your plastic wrap and scrape all of the paint off with a plastic putty knife. Once you've got most of the paint off, pour some mineral spirits onto the piece and then scrub with Scotch-Brite pads. This will get off the rest of the citrus strip painty goop, and then you'll be left with something you can sand down and make really smooth. If you want more information on this, I've got a whole video dedicated to how I strip furniture, so go ahead, click that up here. So stripping this took the whole first day. It was fine. I went to bed. I got up the next morning ready to think about how I was going to finish it. I went out, grabbed it from the porch, took it inside, stuck it in the bedroom to help me, I don't know, have some inspiration on it. And I hated the way it looked. So it was way too dark, and the problem with it being way too dark is there's not an easy way to fix that. I could sand it all down and try and make it lighter and try and get that stain out, but like there are all these little grooves and that would just be a pain, and it was just not gonna happen. I think it would be literally, okay, not literally impossible. I was not willing to put that work in. So that was out. So my other option was to paint it, and that hurt because I had just spent the whole previous day taking all of the paint off and stripping it, and what's the point of stripping it if you're just going to paint it again? There is no point. So I was sitting in this sad moment of what am I gonna do with this nightstand? So I took it back out on the porch, put it on the ground, sat down, and stared at it, and was like, gotta do something. Then I got up, I went inside, my mother was visiting me, and she was in the living room, so I sat down in a chair in the living room and was like, Mom, you've saved me so many times before. Help. And my mother, being my mother, had some great ideas, and it was lovely, and I was ready to go, and I got up, and my mother goes, uh-oh. And I was like, uh-oh what? And then she kind of points at the chair I was sitting in. And it turns out that I had sat in some citrus strip goop paint when I sat down on the porch, and then I sat in that chair, which I had just newly reupholstered like 2 weeks ago, and now there was paint all over the chair seat. To this day, a pillow sits on that chair seat, covering up the paint goop. I pretended to my mother like everything was fine, because what else was I going to do? Stuck a pillow on top of it and was like, see, no one will notice, it's fine. And then went into my bedroom and cried because, you know, not only had I made zero progress on my nightstand, but now also I had ruined another project that I had done. And if you've ever felt that frustration before, go ahead, hit the like button, give me a sympathy like, or maybe a pity like, you know, whatever works. So once I cried out a few tears of frustration, I put on my big girl face, I went outside and I grabbed some paint. I grabbed some white chalk paint and a little bit of beige latex paint, and I mixed them together. Now, side note here, I actually really don't like chalk paint. I mean, it's fine, it's just really expensive, and I'm not willing to pay $30 for a small can of paint, so I don't really buy it anymore. But at the time, I had some white chalk paint, I needed to use it up, so that's what I used. So I mixed a little bit of beige paint in with the white chalk paint, got me this nice little antique-y off-white color, and it was great. Painted it on, happy as a clown. Then I needed to finish it, and so I grabbed some Miss Mustard Seed white wax. Once again, this is a really expensive product that I don't know, not into expensive products over here. But this one I found at my local Habitat Restore for $5, and I am all about buying really good deals at my local Habitat Restore, so I bought it. If you haven't checked out your Habitat Restore, check out your Habitat Restore. It might be great, it might be not so great. The one in St. Louis where I bought this white wax at in the first place, it was amazing. It's just amazing. I miss it so much. The Habitat Restore here in Minneapolis where I live now is less amazing, and by less amazing, I mean the prices are not that great. So either way, check out your Habitat Restore, see if it's a good one. If it is, you lucky duck. So either way, I grabbed it, I rubbed the wax on the piece with a rag. It was great. I should mention though that if I could do this again, I would not use wax. Wax is the thing that like every chalk paint guru tells you is what you should use on top of chalk paint, but I don't get it. I don't know, in the woodworker world, it's pretty commonly accepted that wax is a terrible finish for wood. It's just not protective at all. Like compared to everything that is like modern day on the market, wax doesn't really do anything. And I don't really understand what would make it more protective on chalk paint than it is on normal wood. I don't get it. Also, protective on chalk paint than it is wood. I'm just skeptical of this claim. All this to say, if I could do this again, I think I would probably use a matte water-based polyurethane. So finally, I finished my nightstand. I was ready to go. I did the second one. The second one went much faster because, you know, I was just trying to make it look like the first one. So yay for that. And at the end of all of this, I was feeling pretty lukewarm about the whole thing. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you that. I feel like in every video ever, people are like, oh, I love it, it's amazing. I didn't love this, it wasn't amazing. I felt very kind of sick inside about the whole project. Maybe that was because I ruined one of my other projects in the process. I don't know. Either way, at the end, I was not excited. I even wrote some of my friends, I met with them weekly about our websites. So, either way, I was really tired of these dumb nightstands, and so I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna put it up, it's gonna be great. Back then, I was still trying at Instagram. I haven't posted on Instagram for like a year. And lo and behold, it went viral on Instagram. Funny. I like it now.